Hello, this is LeVar Henry with KingHenryGames.com, and this is the board game Race for the Kingdom. What I have here is the prototype board and the prototype components. So the things that you see in this video are subject to change. In this particular video, I would like to do a full walkthrough of how to play a game of Race for the Kingdom. So this is a watch it played style of video. So this is the board. It's a modular board. Okay, it's randomly put down and put together, so these can actually move around. Okay, we have the cards, so there's 4 decks in a game. We have the dice, the player tokens, churches, and player board markers, and these are the actual player boards that are upside down. The board is actually upside down right now because you randomly put it down and you don't look at it. Okay, so what we're going to do is just going to go ahead and flip the board. The board is flipped, and then you put it together to make a circle. So there's going to be a circular pattern. Okay. Then after that, what we're going to go ahead and do is put down the cards. I've already shuffled the cards. All right. So here's the 4 different decks. We have the 30 faith deck, 60 faith deck, 100 faith deck, and the fellowship deck. Okay, all right, so we're going to be playing white player versus red player, okay? So what we would do first is we would go ahead and roll and see who goes first. So red rolled a 3, white rolled an 8. So white would end up being the first player. Okay, so white's the first player, so white would be the dealer. So the dealer draws 3 cards per player. So this is so that's 6 cards because there's 2 players. So this is a 2-player game. So he would draw 6 cards. So he'll go ahead and look at the cards and see what he wants to do. So one thing that's good to do, now everybody can actually look at the cards. He's going to put them in groups of 3. So one thing to do is look at the cards and make sure that one hand is not stronger than the other, because whoever the dealer is, they're going to be stuck with the last hand. So they want to make sure that all the card hands are equal. So he would probably make sure that the drawing cards are in separate piles, and that there's no duplicates in the same hand. Okay. Okay, so these are about equal hands here. All right, so he would pass the groups of 3 over to the next player, and that person would look at the player boards and their hands and see what character they want to play with. So he could pick miraculous powers, healing, leadership, miracle, discernment, mercy, prophecy, are the different options in the game. So based on what he sees in his hand, this hand here has a good card called Hand of God and a protection card called Wings of Protection. So that's a really good hand. This hand here has a good movement card and a card that allows you to draw that's really, really good. So he would probably pick Hand of God as his player board. And with that, the reason why he would pick that is because there's a character called Leadership that has one of those cards as a bonus. So he's going to go ahead and pick Leadership. White player would either probably take Prophecy. So white player would probably go ahead and take Prophecy, because Prophecy is pretty good. Prophecy and Miraculous Power are a little slower, but if you can get drawing cards for them, they could be really good players. They're good either way, but they really are good if they start off with drawing cards. So we're going to be playing prophecy versus leadership. All right. So then, so let me explain the two different characters. So prophecy is a character. Each character has two different things that they can do with their gift. So you have an unlimited gift and a limited gift. So an unlimited gift and a limited gift. So the limited gift for prophecy, and I'll go ahead and start getting him set up, is prophecy for his limited gift can go to this 65th zone whenever he wants to. So on his turn or his opponent's turn, he can go to 65th zone whenever he wants to. And he can use that as like a counter. So what counters mean is pretty much that effect is applied first before a zone or another card has a chance to go through. So it takes priority as like the first action that takes place and resolves its effect first. All right, so that's what prophecy's limited gift is. He gets 3 of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the player board markers on here. So he actually gets 3 of those uses. Some characters have 2, some have 4, but him and leadership actually have 3 uses. All right, so that's his limited gift. So 3 times a game he can counter things or just go to the 65th zone. And the 65th zone allows him to draw 3 60s, but only keep 1 of them. So he gets the best of 3 60s. That particular effect can also counter some negative zones in the game, such as Babylon and Egypt, which I'll go over later if somebody lands on those zones. Okay? For his unlimited gift is every time he puts multiple churches on the same territory, he also gets the benefit of looking at 3 cards and picking the best one for the 65th deck. And the 65th deck is great for movement and directly impacting your opponents. So it's like an in-your-face type deck or a movement deck. So it has a dual purpose. Okay, so that would be prophecy. Now leadership, limited gift. Again, he has 3 uses. His limited gift is at any time, so on his turn or his opponent's turn, and it also can be used as a counter, he can send a player, so himself or somebody else, to zones 1, 3, 5, or 7. So he can go to those zones at any time, so he's really good at getting to territories, either stacking or building really quickly because he can get to different zones. Okay? All right, so that's for his limited gift. Now, his unlimited gift, at the beginning of the game, he gets a fellowship card, which are the building cards in this game. So he's really, really good at building. He has some discounted cards, Hand of God and Kingdom Hero, where he doesn't have to pay for them. And when he actually has stacked churches, anytime a person lands, either himself or another player, and they land on stacked churches, there's a benefit. And his benefits are a little better because there's 4 levels and he gets the next best level. So his churches gain effects faster than everybody else's. So that's what leadership does. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We got the player board set. And we're ready to get started. White player, prophecy, versus red player, leadership.